Unless you're a farmer, you're probably unfamiliar with the job of custom applicators. But if you live in Vermont, there's little doubt you've seen, heard, and smelled the work they do.
Once a farmer removes a crop from the field, they hire us to come in and spread the manure on either a fresh cut grass field, or we do spread on crops before they get planted.
Due to the specialization of their work, custom applicators have become as integral to a farm business as a veterinarian.
This is what we recommend you to do. Well, now we actually have a written plan that says...
Nate Severy is an agronomy outreach specialist with the University of Vermont Extension.
Custom applicators are very important to Vermont and the agricultural community. A lot of farms, dairy farms nowadays, they hire out this service. It can be very time consuming and it's very capital intensive to buy this spreading equipment. Many farms actually hire in these guys to do this work for them.
There's an annual ban on spreading manure in Vermont, which begins on December 15th and ends on April 1st.
Should be fun getting that booster pump across that.
Which makes March the calm before the storm for Matthew Severy and his son Eric.
So me and my father own Matthews Trucking LLC in Cornwall, Vermont. We do custom manure spreading in Vermont, primarily Addison County. We service roughly 30 farmers in the county. We spread 170 million gallons of manure a year.
And how many acres?
I would say 40,000 acres, roughly.
The Severys are one of the largest custom applicators in Addison County, a county that ranks near or at the top when it comes to Vermont agriculture. In the last 5 years, the Severys have put over $1 million into their business. They've invested in the latest technology like dragline spreaders and injection manure systems. The way they see it, there's money in manure.
Ever since we had our drag hose in the injection, our business has kept going up and up because the farmers see it. They're by injecting, they're saving money by not tilling their fields, and they're getting better use out of the manure for fertilizer, so they're growing better crops with less inputs.
Technology is changing the Severys business, and so are the rules governing how they do their job. Act 64, Vermont's Clean Water Act, goes into effect this year. The legislation is wide-ranging and covers many topics. What's got the attention of farmers and custom applicators is the required agricultural practices, or RAPs, concerning nutrient management. Custom applicators must now go through a certification process. There's a record-keeping mandate, and liability and enforcement provisions. Suffice to say, the agricultural community has questions.
But when you get to a point where it goes over and gets into water, that's where you're going to have a problem. And that's called...
Over 100 farmers and ag-related business owners were in attendance at 3 workshops held in February and March. The workshops were co-hosted by the Vermont Agency of Agriculture and UVM Extension.
By having these trainings, if we can educate them about the RAPs and the requirements in them, about buffers, trying to stay away from streams and ditches, agronomic rates for spreading manure, how to keep proper records, then having them know that information will go a long ways towards helping improve water quality.
My first impression was, what's someone from the state trying to tell me how to do my job? But after you look at it, that's not how it was, not the atmosphere that they put it in. It's teaching us good practices. A lot of it's stuff we already know, and us custom applicators as a whole across the state have been doing and are doing a good job. It's just a reassurance on exactly what we need to be doing and how to properly do it.
The farmer has to stay 50 feet away, so that combined there's 100. Right.
We have to keep a record in our office for 5 years on where we spread the manure, what crop was growing, what the nutrient management plan called for, what we actually spread for, the weather the day before, the day of, and the day after. If there does become a problem, the state can find out what's happening. I think 5 years is a little excessive, but on some of our larger farms, that have had nutrient management plans for years, we've already been keeping the records for the farmer, working with the nutrient management planners. It's really not that big of a change.
Left unsaid, these new laws are designed to protect the environment and serve both private and public interests.
It's important to go above and beyond just giving them a piece of paper that says what the rules and regulations are, and really have a forum available for them to really have dialogue with the Agency of Agriculture, with us, so that we can all really understand what that paper means and what that document means, and try and figure out what are the limitations for these custom applicators and what difficulties might they have, and how can we problem solve to try and resolve those issues.
I'm hoping we can all get along and make it work together, and hopefully these first couple months or first year, there's some open dialogue between the farmers, custom applicators, and Agency of Agriculture. We're gonna have to come together and make these decisions so we're doing the right thing, one for the lake and two by the law.
Certification for custom applicators will occur at the end of the year. In the meantime,
EPA
farmers
is
and officials
saying they're
will have a
going to
chance to see
implement
how
these,
well
right?
this law
And
applies.
so envy being in that
In
situation,
Cornwall,
but
I'm Keith Silva
mindful
with Across the
that you have
Fence.
to use the common sense approach.